is going on, everybody? Let me check a couple things here right quick. That looks good. Alrighty. Now, good morning, the fallen republic of what used to be America. We are alive and 5 by 5, so let's get this day going here. Now, yesterday I kind of started off with talking a little bit about precious metals and where the prices were, and I talked about it was kind of going down in my opinion. Now, this morning it was actually it was under $25. Bring up what it says on my phone right now. This little thing on my phone saying $24.60. That's by Kitco News. They pretty well go straight for, precious metals and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up here. There we go. As you can see here, we got, this one here is saying $24.59. It's dropped about, it's almost 60 cents. So, we got a little bit of a dip going on. Once again, only if you can, if you got extra, maybe that'd be a good place to store it. Like I said, that's just kind of preserving your wealth is all I really see it as. It's helped me out in the past to where, I had a little bit saved up, and when it come down to it, needed it, went ahead and sold what I had, and took care of things. So that's a nice little reserve situation. Gold is actually down as well. We got 1945 here, so I think we were about $40 under 2K yesterday, so it's about 60. Dropped about $20 total. I know it's only saying 1270 here, but that's on this one. JM Bullion was one we checked yesterday. Different places are gonna vary on their amount. So when you go in, just like with anything, do a little haggling. If they don't want to come down on the price just a little bit to give you a deal, maybe go check somewhere else. Because if you're buying, you're buying. Plain and simple. But let's see here. Yeah, they got gold at 1952, silver at 24. Platinum right under 1,000. If you're able to get a hold of that, which I kind of stick away from platinum. I got a little bit of it, but it's one of those things that it looks a lot like silver, and unless somebody really knows what they're doing, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the two. So you may, like right here, you may have something that's worth almost $1,000 and someone's going to think it's silver. Huge price difference here. Let's see here. SD Bullion was another one that we checked out. They've got it at almost 25. It says 24. Wow. 24.60 here. 24.89 there. And gold, kind of about what JM Bullion's got going on it. So, but anyway, that's that right there. I do want to go ahead. We did link the I'm getting off that junk. We did go ahead and link the Discord information and all that kind of stuff yesterday down in the description. I just went ahead and used the description from yesterday for today. I did take care of the reverb. Sorry about that. I had a double thing on my Streamlabs here. But let's go into it right quick just so I can give you kind of a basic idea here. There's everybody that's on here, just kind of a quick reference. But here we go. We try to keep everything in the general conversation, to where everybody can talk. Quick little view of the rules. Our quick reference though is kind of a cool thing. Anytime I come across something that you can go ahead and print it out and just have just quick little pictures. I mean, it can make a big difference. We got turning tarps into tents, kind of the basic idea of an aquaponic system there, deer harvesting, all the different things you can use on it right quick. Of course, there's more detailed, information, and there's more detailed information on all this. But plant identification by leaves, just simple little things here. Wild game nutrition guide. Like I said, this is just kind of quick reference to go over a few things, just to give you a real fast basic idea. Then we've got video knowledge. Comrade Radio Prepper, definitely recommend him. Go check him out. Anything to do with communications. This man right here has got the knowledge. So definitely go check him out on that one. But then we'll just kind of dive into a few things here. I mean, we got archery. You can kind of see, I mean, from building your own bow to history on stuff, all in PDF format, to where you can download it, print it out, put it on, a USB drive or however you want to do it, a little SD card. But as you can see over here, we've got quite a bit of different things to kind of be referenced here. And I've tried to keep everything separate. There are some overlapping things, but food production with animals, the butchering of them, cutting up big carcasses, deer and wild hogs, water pumps, which I'm actually personally going to have to get into this as well, because where we just moved has got a well, and I need to learn a little bit more about that. What is going on, Green Thumb? How you doing, brother? Another great man right there. If you want to go ahead and, well, as the name says, Green Thumb. So lots of great information when it comes to plants and stuff. And let's see here. He actually just recently moved, so you should be seeing a lot of cool stuff coming from him as well once he gets everything set up. But I've been trying to get it. I mean, we've got even down to like alcohol and distillation, because I mean, purifying your water, or anyone that wants something to drink, obviously, that could be a big barter item, but it can actually be fuels as well. You distill alcohol far enough, and it can really be used for a lot of different kinds of fuels there. Beekeeping, outdoor primitive cooking, blacksmithing, wood heat, soap and candle making. I mean, the list just kind of keeps going here. All the way down into, like I said, we got military manuals here, special forces, military skills, survival guides, all kinds of different things. There's been a lot of talk about big things being thrown around, so there's even a section here for nuclear, biological, and chemicals. Really good information here on Discord. Links in the description. Go ahead and head on over and check it out. All the information is free to everyone. Any information that someone would like me to find, I actually just wrote some more down, because I just went through and kind of cleaned up the Discord, to make it a little bit easier for everybody to see everything real quick. Let's see here. Joe, what's going on? It is good to see you, brother. Weed Stacker Not Whacker, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in here before. I really appreciate you stopping in there. But yeah, I mean, and like I said, this is just the start. I know probably a good 200 plus other books that are just file size is too big. Right now, with the way the Discord channel is, until we get some more promotions up here, the server boost kind of thing going on, it will only let me go up to about 8 megabytes for the file size. And I've got some that it'd probably be 1,000-page books. So I mean, it's like 20 megabytes or something like that, big file sizes. But it's free to everybody. Invite anyone you want. You know, just once again, everybody's a grown up. Act that way if you would. And just get some information out there. That's all I'm trying to do here is just anything and everything that can be helpful to somebody. Even somebody might think, well, that information's kind of stupid. Well, you ain't been in that situation to use that information before, so there's always a time and a need for just about any kind of information out there. Let's see here. Let's get back on just my ugly mug here for a minute. Let's see here. Thanks for taking the time. That's no problem whatsoever. I've actually got, like I said, there's a bunch more information I want to get out there. I can't yet. Okay. Sorry. My mother texted me there. Thought somebody had hacked her Facebook this morning. Got one of those. I'm sure everybody gets it every once in a while from a friend, new account with no picture, and this person wants to friend you. Yeah, no. But yeah, like I said, I try to keep everything in PDF files on that, so that way it's easy for everybody to print out. I went ahead and put in the rules there. If you're having trouble getting it into that file type, or just having trouble in general, just get a hold of me. Message me. I will do whatever I can to help out. I do have some programs that will convert, stuff to PDF. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the file type. All the other yada yadas. So we do go ahead and have a video channel. There is the if you want to just sit in there and chat with somebody, there's a general chat, both text and voice. So there's some stuff going on, and lots of great people on that thing. Thank you, Joe, for linking that right there for anybody that's watching and it doesn't go into the description. It's on that right there. I don't think I did to where the live chat will replay on this. I'll have to fix that. This is more just me trying to get back into the routine of things. I'm planning on trying to do this every day. We did it at 9 o'clock yesterday, 10 o'clock this morning. I had a few other things I needed to do, so just some simple stuff. Want to get into, well, kind of the elephant in the room, I guess you could say, the big picture of stuff. With everything that's going on, food shortages is going to be a real thing. I mean, that's why I recommend everybody out there go ahead and try to grow as much as you can. And a lot of people will say, hey, I don't have that much space. You don't need that much space to grow something. Like I said yesterday, get you a cup, fill it even with just some dirt, put a seed in it, see what happens. Something comes up that can help you a little bit. That's something you're not, going out to the store and buying. And talk to your neighbors. If you're good at growing something, say tomatoes, and they're good at growing corn, talk to them, do a trade. Grow a little extra so you've got plenty for you and can help out somebody else and barter with them. I mean, I'm planning on growing stuff like my grandfather did, to where, well, when I was younger, the town he lived in was a real small town. He had a very big garden. He would grow enough for his family to eat fresh and to can up for winter. And then whatever else, he just went ahead and handed out, to anybody that might want some in town. And that helped them out in a big way sometimes. We could all really start being a little more neighborly than what even I personally have been at times. We're really going to need to depend on each other, because they're wanting us to depend on Big Brother, I guess would be the way of looking at it. And that is a very nasty idea, in my opinion. Anybody that's really dependent on the government, I'm sorry for you. We all need to be more self-sufficient. Now, I want to say it was Sweden. I could be wrong with that. Somewhere over there near the Netherlands and everything. One of those countries, it's actually kind of mandatory that you have a garden in your yard. It's crazy to me how many people have a lot of room and don't even try to grow anything. I mean, if everybody in America that had the space actually grew their own food, it'd be crazy as to what we could actually accomplish. And I know they've save a lot of money growing that. Yeah, I can see that. Um, but it'd be crazy what we could actually accomplish in helping everybody out. Um, and not even necessarily, helping everybody out, but helping yourself out. I mean, that sounds selfish and everything, but at the same time, everybody needs to take care of their family first. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I mean, you get people talk about, the food that I put back, I'm not going to help anybody. Well, there's good and bad to that. There's always good and bad to every situation, no matter how you look at it. Now, am I going to let my family go hungry to try to feed somebody else? No, I'm not. Not in the slightest. Am I going to do free handouts? If I can see somebody absolutely needs it and we're doing all right, and I've got obviously the garden or other things going, I might be more inclined to. However, the way I see it is the more hands you have to help, the easier things become, and somebody can just as easily work for whatever you might give them instead of just taking a handout. I personally couldn't go up to somebody and just want them to give me something. I'm not built that way, wasn't raised that way. That's not how it works. I'll work for you, and then, you know, then we'll talk on you giving me something. And that's how it should be. I mean, too many out there today want a free handout. And I agree with you, Green Thumb, right there. You can't eat your lawn. I mean, you have some people that put so much time and effort and money into manicuring their lawns, and it's mind blowing to me because with the same amount of time, probably less money and less effort, you could probably replace 90% of what you buy from the store, vegetable and fruit and stuff like that wise for a lot of those people. And not only that, be able to help others as well. So let's see here. But yeah, they talk about that. Let me scroll back up here for some reason. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is Parade Magazine. I kind of check all over the place on different things. But obviously, they're talking about meat. And like I said, I really recommend anybody go out there and check out Christian at the Ice Age Farmer. He goes into a whole lot more detail. I'm going to start doing a better job. I'll do some more research before I ever try to come on here, have more stuff ready on hand, and, really get into detail on some stuff. But Christian does an absolutely amazing job at kind of really getting to the core of what's going on. Because they really are trying to attack our food supply. I mean, not only with what's going on overseas and that being all the grains and stuff like that, because the places that are in conflict right now, sorry, I'm kind of trying to watch my words a little bit. Once again, not my sandbox, and they've been putting out a lot of things. So some of this stuff I do want to get out there. Other stuff I'm not going to hold my tongue on. But they supply wheat, like, what was it? I think 90% of the wheat for Africa and other places like that. So I mean, that's a big amount of food that is not coming out of those places right now because of the conflict. And they are the number one supplier of sunflower seed oil. And a lot of people will be like, well, so what? You don't realize how many different products have sunflower seed oil in it, because it lasts longer, it seems to be, from my understanding, easier to work with. You know, just is a lot more stable. So that's what they've used over other oils for the most part. And at one point, anyway, before all this, was also cheaper. So, and now they can't do that. So prices once again are going to go up. Everything's going to be harder to get a hold of. All the other yada yadas. But getting back to it here, the poultry part, they are really going after hard. Like they are culling birds left and right. You know, talking about this new avian flu, and definitely, once again, go check out Christian. He's got some information on that, to where some very bad people, in my personal opinion, have been working on stuff since like 2014 when it comes to that, and been funded by, well, we'll just say Bill. Everybody can get it from there. Been funded many, many different times over. And once again, it's funny how he has bought up all the land, and I'm sure he's got his hand into some serious amount of fertilizers, which is another thing that comes from over there for the most part. And I was watching Mama Bear Prepping, another great channel. Definitely go check her out if you haven't yet. She's also got a new channel that is Mama Bear Homesteading, so check them both out if you would. But she put something out talking about fertilizers and trying to go ahead and keep a hold of them and stuff. And some people, including me, were bringing up the comments about composting. Now, don't get me wrong, composting is completely different than fertilizers. But at the same time, if you put the effort in to understanding your soil, and you can actually get the pH testers. You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist when it comes to soil, but at the same time, learning what does better in, like, say, more acidic soil. Like, I'll be having a video coming out here soon to where I've got a blueberry plant out there that I'm going to be putting in a little bit of a raised bed. Going to be doing amendments on the soil and putting a little bit underneath it, because blueberries do better in more acidic soil. Well, doing your composting different ways and making sure you have all the correct inputs can be just as good as fertilizer sometimes, if not better, because you're not doing it chemically. A lot of fertilizers are just that, they're chemical. Now, some other fertilizers, go ahead and talk to your local farmers or anybody that you may know that has horses. That was all my grandfather ever used, was cow manure or horse manure. Now, you got to be a little bit more careful on that because, well, David the Good, the survival gardener, he put out a video a little while back to where he was kind of warning people about that. He had gotten some good fertilizer from somebody, but all of his plants started to do really badly. And what it come down to is the farmers, a lot of the stuff that they feed the animals sometimes will get sprayed to try to keep down extra weeds, to where it's just the straight hay coming through and all that kind of stuff. Well, depending on what that is, it can actually pass through them into their excrement, and then when you get that to use as your fertilizer, it's actually going to hurt your plants because, that weed killer is still in there. Let's see here. And I agree, Green Thumb, going ahead and trying to get your bone meal, like I said, getting back to the composting part, you can do your hot compost, which is, your green and your brown, making sure it's at the correct temp, keeping it moist. There's a lot involved in that as well. But you can also even do just an old basic, pile it up and let it decompose on its own. There's compost teas, to where everything that kind of drains off of it and leaches off of it is really good for your soil. You can go ahead and red worms. Get you a bin, fill it with compost, put your worms in there, feed them. You get your worm, your worm castings and stuff like that. It's extremely good for the soil. You're building back soil life. We've spent so many years, especially in this country, of just stripping things away. Now, I'm not getting into no-till or tilling or this or that. Depending on where you're at, all that's going to be different anyway. But using all the chemicals that we have over the years and the constant stripping of the soil, we've killed a lot of the just natural life in soil, because there is a big difference between dirt and soil. Dirt is just that, dirt. Soil is alive. There's organic matter in there. There's bugs and bacteria, good and bad. There's all kinds of things in there. The soil is alive. I'm personally in the stance of regenerative farming is the way that we really need to go. I follow people like Joel Salatin, and there's just a bunch of people out there. If you would, go ahead and check out Joel Salatin. He's a man that took a very rocky area where he is, and now Polyface Farms is huge because of the methods that man uses. Constantly moving the animals around so that way, they disrupt and then they do their thing, but you can move them on and come back again to that later. And it actually helps the soil and the grass and everything like that. Yes, dirt is sterile. There's a big difference between dirt and soil. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a lag here on it, I'm sure. But I just want people to understand that while fertilizers can and will more than likely help, you also have to be careful with them as well, because depending on the chemicals, the mixture, are you needing nitrogen? Are you actually needing phosphorus? All those different things that can actually hurt your plants as well, depending on what you're needing and how hot the fertilizer is. Little increments at a time going up is more beneficial in my opinion than getting something that has huge numbers on it and trying it out and you just wiped everything out. And you're standing there wondering why, because you used the good fertilizer. Well, you didn't need something that hot. And nothing against fertilizer or anything else like that. This is just my opinion, but I think we need to spend a lot more time into understanding soil and our local soil, because like where I'm at right now is completely different than where I lived last month. The place I lived last month, the ground there, that town has great soil. Where I'm at right now, there's still all kinds of stuff that grows around. I've got fields right across from me, but it's also very sandy here. So to do the things I want to do, I'm going to have to bring in a lot more biomass, a lot more organic material, and just build things up. It's work, and there's a lot of people out there that are afraid of just that, work. But if you want anything done and you're going to do it for yourself, you're going to have to work. Used to be common sense. People would be proud of the work they did. And now we got a lot of people that are proud that they don't work in any way at all. But anyway, getting back to it here. But nitrogen poisoning can mess your crops up really bad. I'm actually going to be doing some cover crops on kind of the area where, and see, that's another thing, cover crops. You bring it up only, you can get some stuff off of it because a lot of people in this area will do cover crops of beans, which puts a lot more, when you take it back down and put it back into the soil, you get the biomass, you get the organic material, you get, natural nitrogen fixtures. There's all different kinds of stuff when you do a cover crop. So you're helping your soil again, you're increasing the organic matter in it overall, and you're helping to need less fertilizer overall. Because if we did things correctly, now don't get me wrong, people need to feed themselves, and they need to feed themselves now. So once again, I'm not saying don't use fertilizer, but I think we should learn more about the soil around us and what we can do to fix that to where we don't need it in the long term. Everybody's gotten too used to wanting something, wanting it right now, and trying to get it. Things can take time, and there's nothing wrong with that. We need to get out of that mentality of, that instant fix, because instant fixes, obviously, look at the past couple decades to where we've gotten used to that instant fix, and look at how things are right now. But anyway, getting back into it here, let's look at, here we go. The Farm Policy News from Illinois. War threatens to cause global food crisis. Right here talking about a crucial portion of the world's wheat, corn, and barley comes from that area over there. Since things have started, wheat prices have increased by 21%, barley by 33%, and fertilizers by 40%. So you've got what we were just talking about, fertilizer increasing by 40% on price, and that's if you can get a hold of it, because everything that's going on everywhere, shipping is, well, everybody knows shipping is stupid right now. The prices of shipping, the getting a hold of stuff, everything is just crazy. Now I'm going ahead and kicking over here to Bloomberg, and yes, I know a lot of people out there, oh, Bloomberg. Well, you kind of need to read from a little bit of everywhere. Get some information from a little bit of everybody. What's going on, Johnny? Good to see you. But, no, and you're right there, Green Thumb. Soil life is key. Well, I'm going to change it just a little bit. In my opinion, soil is life. The better we treat it, the better we can get it to do, the better it's going to treat us. The more productive things will be, the more, a lot of people have to deal with runoff, mudslides. Well, if you got stuff there holding it in place, you don't have those issues. You look back at, and people forget history. Look back at the Great Dust Bowl here in the United States. That was because they, wiped out everything, and there was nothing there to hold the soil, and then it all dried up, and you had some serious issues, and you would think we would have learned from that, but we didn't. And a lot of people are still doing a lot better. There's a lot more farmers out there that are trying to go towards something that's a little more regenerative, something to help the soil, because they're understanding that the more we can help it, the more it's going to help us. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back kind of thing. And but yeah, like I said, cover crops. If you're not going to grow anything at that point, or even going into winter, well, like he just said, clover. Animals love it for the most part, depending on the animal and everything. Animals absolutely love it. And then if you're moving your animals around on a property, even doing just a chicken tractor, which is another thing that we're going to end up doing here. I'm going to have a spot specifically for our layers to be stationary. They're going to be on a deep bedding that we will eventually be able to compost as well. But when I get some meat birds, we're going to have a chicken tractor out here, and I'm going to try planting a bunch of clover. Just going around and letting it seed, so that way they've got more nutrition. They'll go ahead and do their business on a different spot each day, which in turn is going to naturally fertilize those areas. Just trying to get things a little more natural, and like I said, that's going to be the key here. Is we're trying to be a little bit more self-sufficient, something to anything that we can take away from spending. Don't get me wrong, I fully understand and agree that the dollar is going down the drain in a quickness, but less of that you had to spend on outside items and you can go ahead and do for yourself, it's going to be a big help. That's, like I said, going back to the Discord thing here. Where did it go? Because I know I was talking about it. There's some homesteading skills, yogurt making, how to make charcoal. That's another big thing that we will eventually get into is biochar. Putting that into the soil and soaking it, in like compost teas and oh, I can't think of it at the moment. I'm trying to say it, but it has to do with fish. I'm sure Green Thumb can go ahead and be able to kick it up here in a minute with exactly what I'm thinking of. But you soak that stuff in it, and then it will slowly release into your soil as well, doing a great job at trying to do stuff. But talking back about, doing for yourself, the soap and candle making, being able to make your own soap, that would be one less cost. I mean, like I said, here in the house, and we even had the oldest over last night, so you might as well say 6 people in this house, taking showers, washing clothes, all them different things. That stuff adds up. Adds up real quick. Yeah, inoculated biochar. It can make a big difference. But once again, just all these different things that you can do for yourself. Blacksmithing. I've worked with metal pretty well my entire life. Either I've worked in a metal shop or I've been a mechanic, and that's pretty well been it. But being able to do different little things, heck, start getting you a side hustle on. Everybody keeps talking about that. Find something, a hobby, but instead of it just being a hobby, make it to where you can make a little money at it. Nothing huge necessarily, but if you're if you want to try out blacksmithing, take it, make you some knives, sell those knives around, find a local farmer's market or something like that, go and just see if you can sell some. That's a little more money back into your pocket that you can spend elsewhere, either back into that to doing better and making more, or feeding your family, or whatever project you may have going on at the time. Let's see here. Thank you, Joper. Yeah, definitely go ahead and check out Green Thumb as well there. Northern Girl, what's going on? Sorry, I didn't see you pop in there. But yeah, go check out Green Thumb. Go check out Northern Girl Hobbies. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody else? Go ahead and give Joe a sub anyway. I mean, give everybody, check everybody out. There's plenty of channels everywhere. You put the information in, that you're looking for something specific, you're going to find something. Somebody's put something out there at this point. YouTube is huge, and I recommend, that's the reason we did this. If you're going to have some information, make you some physical copies. The town I used to live in, when I first moved there, every time it rained, the power went out. I mean, literally. They finally put another power station right there in the middle of town, and then, that problem was taken care of. But I'm not playing around when I said pretty well every single time it rained, the power would go out. So, I mean, you can imagine trying to have something, and you're trying to do something, and you're looking it up as you're doing it, and then boom. Well, shoot, what do I do next? Well, if you got it on hand, in a hard copy, whether the power's on or not, as long as you got some light to be able to read it, you're going to be good there. Let's see here. Yep, okay. Let's go back to this right quick here. But yeah, even Biden himself said the food shortages coming are going to be real. and we all know how our government works. They're going to tell you everything at the last minute because they don't want to cause a panic. They don't want to have people rushing out and doing this and that because they'll say it's for everybody's own good, but when it comes down to it, it's for their good. They don't want anybody beating them to the punch when it comes down to it. And like I said, yes, it's Bloomberg, but check different areas for the information. Try to get everybody's angle at it. You know, I mean, we've got our opinions, obviously, on this guy here. But the funny part is even the people that originally backed him are starting to kind of come around and have the same opinions that we do. But yeah, with what's going on over there, it's going to affect wheat and things like that. You know, the prices are going to be going up. Try to go ahead and get you some. Learn how to make bread. Something that's very simple. Like I said, as soon as I can, I'm going to find that recipe for just beer bread, and I'll put a video out on it, you know, with a couple other recipes on it, you know, in the description of that one as well. Because if I remember right, that one recipe that I used, and it was really good too, truthfully, it was just that flour, a little bit of sugar, and a beer. And that was it. You kneaded it, you let it rise, you kneaded it, you let it rise, you baked it, it was done. That simple. And I was even wanting to try to go ahead, and I know there's like flavored beers out there, like, I don't know, strawberry ale or something like that. I just wanted to maybe even try that just to see what would happen. You know, maybe get a little bit of a strawberry bread or something along those lines. You know, a little bit of something sweet, a little comfort or something that you could do real easy. But Angry just premiered a good one. I will have to go over there and check that out. Anybody, you know, Angry Prepper, been around for a great amount of time. Great dude, honestly. Jason, I mean, he's a good dude. Go check him out. Very, very straightforward. And let's see here. Down into, well, I have my opinions on most of that. I'm just going to get out of that. Bunch of other junk. Okay. Was only going to do about 30 minutes this morning. Just like I said, trying to get back into the routine of everything. You know, just be getting back out there. We are, once again, in the new place. So, going to be seeing a lot more of us. Got some new equipment, thankfully. Had a video out on that. You know, just kind of going over the camera a little bit. So, very cool stuff coming up. Got to get out here today, as a matter of fact, and get this raised bed finished off. Thankfully, I think we're finally past all the freezes we've been having. If not, I've got some stakes I'm going to put up, and I've got some greenhouse plastic I'm going to go ahead and throw over it if I need to. But there's a lot coming up, and hopefully y'all follow along on that. And once again, we're going to try to be as self-sufficient as possible, be as natural with everything as we can, and try to reuse as much as possible. If anybody's been following the channel for a little bit, you know, I'm not necessarily a pack rat. I used to be. You can ask my wife. I've gotten a lot better about that. But I try to reuse as much as we can, cut down on our waste, and save you some money again. But yep, keep doing the stuff. You know, put the effort in. It will make a difference. But I appreciate y'all coming in this morning and listening to me ramble for a little bit. Like I said, I will put some more effort into having some serious information to talk about, or maybe not even serious. I don't like being serious. It's no fun. But I will go ahead and cut it here for today, guys. If you would, hit up our other channel as well. That one's going to be strictly just the homesteading stuff. It's called 1 Acre Homestead. Link in the description as well. Any videos I get coming out, I will probably still go ahead and put out on this channel as well as, you know, when I put it out on that one, but you're not going to get any of this stuff on that channel. It's just strictly going to be the homesteading, building, canning, all the different things. I'm going to leave all the opinionated stuff off that one, so we can just let it ride out for anybody that doesn't want to get into any of that. For anybody else that's got opinions and wants some opinions, we're going to stick that one here. But, alright, y'all. If you would, smash that like, sub up, all the different things. And I